Okay. 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 My point. My point. My point. Oh yeah. My point. My point. My point. My point. Oh yeah. My point. This is my point. My point. Hey. Hello and welcome to the premiere of My Point. My name is Garrett, Reese, and I am beyond thrilled to get started. My Point is predominantly an all-male daytime talk show, so you can hear the guy's perspective of what's going on out here in these streets, yeah? We will get deep, we will get personal, we will get vulnerable, and all in all, we finna keep it what, friends? Huh?
All the way real.
All right now, that'll do. So exactly what they said. We're gonna keep it all the way real and no script here. Yeah. All right. So today we will start off with a little segment that we like to call What's Good. All right. When we will talk about all the latest news, or at least anything that we want to. So we'll let you know what's good. All right. And as the season goes on, we're going to be doing personal segments of things we hold near and dear to our hearts for the benefit of your entertainment. And we will also be bringing in some special guests. So I cannot wait for the season to, grow. So let's get it popping, all right? With today's episode, all right? Shall we? Let's prepare ourselves mentally for what's good.
What's good?
What's good? What's new? What's good? What's new? What's good? What's new? When you're bored at the house and tired of trying to make a dollar, gather some friends and in the end make a winner. What's new? What's good? What's new? What's good? What's new? What's good? What's new? All right, team, let's get going. Hey, yo, Mikey, what's good?
Hey G, hey everybody. Well, first and foremost, happy premiere day. It is September 3rd and it is a lovely day outside. Also, it is Virgo season, so for all my Virgos, happy Virgo season. And G, also, happy early birthday to you.
Thank you. Yes, September 5th, everybody. If you like to shout me out, go ahead and give me a nice shout out. You're definitely allowed to do that if you want. But also, before me, happy belated birthday to you, Harrison. Didn't you just celebrate a birthday?
Oh, thank you so much. I did. It was on August 30th. But after you, I think we have another Virgo birthday.
So do.
Yes, you better believe it, Harrison. My birthday is September 10th. Big 23 coming up.
Okay, age. Well, look at all this Virgo energy, right, guys?
Which brings me to my point. Let's talk about Zodiac prejudice. Now, Zodiac prejudice is something I see on Twitter and Instagram and all forms of social media all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of hate speech towards certain zodiacs, this zodiac, that zodiac, especially my near and dear zodiac to my heart, Scorpio. Now, your zodiac sign is nothing that you can control.
Right.
So I see it on the lines of racism and sexism and things of that nature. Now, I understand that your zodiac sign is called almost like personality traits, and race doesn't have to do anything with your personality traits or sexuality or gender. But my point is that it is something you can't control, yet people are being discriminated for it. People will have their opinions like, oh, just because I'm a Scorpio, you're not going to want to talk to me. You're not going to want to interact with me. You're not going to want to do this or that with me. And so that's my point.
Mm-hmm. Feel that. Anybody want to comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's kind of crazy. The fact that I'm born in October. I'm a Libra, Libra gang. What's up? But I feel like all that stuff is just, I don't want to say it's a joke or anything like that, but at the end of the day, it's like we're our own person, These characteristics that we're supposed to be, I mean, they don't really mean anything. If I want to, I'm supposed to be wishy-washy and things like that, and I mean, I am. But if I didn't want to be, I don't have to do that. I could stick to the point, do my thing, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's what you make it. It shouldn't really have too much of a say in, oh, I don't like this person because they're a Scorpio, or I don't like this person because they're Virgo. You know, they talk too much and stuff like that. You know, it's just one of those things where, you know, sometimes it's kind of true. Sometimes, you know, sometimes y'all talk a lot, but you know, but no, I'm just playing. I'm playing. But that's just how I feel about it.
True.
I don't like being put in a box when someone knows that I'm a Scorpio. I think it's interesting when I'm like, oh, guess what sign I am? And then I say I'm a Scorpio, and they're like, ooh. Or they're like, oh my God, I love Scorpios. And it's just like, I'm just a person. Like, and I'll say, you know, religion works for some people. Zodiac and astrology works for some people. I think if it works for you, then that's good. If it works for you, it works for you. But it just doesn't make too much sense to me why people would do that.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, Mikey. What you guys haven't seen, but like during the rehearsal period for my point, when Mikey had brought this subject up, I was definitely one of those one of those people that when you said that you were a Scorpio, I was like, "What are you?" Like, because I was like, that just doesn't seem right. And I feel so bad for saying that, just because I know the bad rep that Scorpios have, which plays into what you all were saying. It shouldn't define who you are, and just because they not they as in Scorpios, but like they as in any zodiac sign, just because they say this about that doesn't mean that, you know, they have to act that way. And I think you are, I don't know if this is a compliment or not, but you're a great example of that, Mikey.
Thank you.
Yeah. However,
Ooh.
I do believe that what they say about thine Virgos, I do kind of believe that they are kind of very accurate. Because Isaiah, you said something about us talking a lot. Look at me now. All right, I'm talking a lot. But but like I feel like that's actually very true about us. And there's a lot of things that the zodiac, whatever, astrology things say, all those things on Instagram and Twitter, a lot of things that they say that I relate to. I'm like, oh, like, are you inside my mind right now? What are you doing? Like, yeah, that's how I act. I'm a whole Virgo. So like, what about that slim chance, or probably for us Virgos, the complete chance that everything kind of lines up?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like I see things on like social media and I'm just like, huh, that does seem like me. Like that does seem like some Virgo stuff really aligns with me, but I really don't. I never really learned much about Virgos and astrology or like anybody's astrological sign. It never really like spoke to me in that manner. Um, so yeah, I don't really, yeah.
I don't know a thing about any sign except for Virgo.
Right?
I didn't even realize I was a Virgo until I think even college. People start to actually bring that kind of stuff up because it put probably G started talking about something. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I should figure out what my sign is.
Yeah, I actually think I was like, wait, are you a Virgo? When you said your birthday, you was like, yeah.
I will say everything I've read about Virgos, it makes sense. Like I do like to talk, and I've never read a thing about Virgos. I'm like, well, that doesn't describe me at all. There's always some way I can connect to it. And then you see those things on Snapchat. It's like, oh, what's going to happen to your sign this week? And like 1 week it said Virgos, you'll get astronomically richer or something like that. And I'm like, well, I sure hope so. But it didn't happen. So they're just, I feel like with anything that I take it with a grain of salt, just because I really don't know much about it. And, you know, so it's hard for me to connect to something I just don't know much about.
That's one of my things is that, like, I feel like some of those posts you see on Instagram, like, where they have a picture and then the zodiac sign in the middle and then they have like different traits. I feel like you could put any zodiac sign in the middle and it might apply to that person. When I see like, oh, just Scorpio things on Snapchat, I have a hard time relating sometimes. It's just like, I don't get angry like this at people. Like, I don't do this or that. I don't really know my trait. I know some of my traits about being a Scorpio and being passionate, and I do see that, but some other things just don't add up for me.
Yeah, and it's like how accurately do those posts like actually align with true astrological signs? The word.
Don't worry.
Astrological signs, right? That's
Yes.
Mhm.
how you say it. Yeah, see, I'm with Jack. I know very little about it, but like when I see things like that on social media, I'm like, how true is that? Like, how much research did this person who made this image do
Mhm.
to actually find this stuff out? So
And most times they probably didn't do any research. They're probably like, they were mean to me, so
yeah,
they're going to continue.
Like, imagine saying like, "Oh, I don't want to date that guy. I don't like Asians because, or I don't like white people or black people because that one boyfriend I had in 7th grade was so loud, and now I just hate all of those people." Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Yeah,
That's wild.
of
Yeah.
that's kind of yeah, that's kind of accurate. And I also want to say this too, because I'm not too keen or too up to speed on everything astrology. You know what I mean with all these zodiac signs. I grew up in a household of the Queen Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very. I feel like I know. How can I say this? I know Virgos because I looked into that information. And that actually, yeah, it happened around college. I was like, let me get into this a little bit more. And then Scorpios and Aries, just because that's like in the household. And I love my mother so much. But she's just really passionate. That's it. She's really passionate. So when it's something like a little disagreement, and we, honestly, growing up, you shouldn't have a disagreement with your parents. They're just like it's what they say and that's it. Well, like I definitely noticed when we had those disagreements that she was very passionate about that subject, and I think it stems from the passion.
That is that Scorpio energy in action.
Yeah, and that is your point. All right. Okay. I like that.
Well, shoot, let's change up the gears a little bit, guys. I got a topic, that's near and dear to my heart. You
Okay.
know, if you ain't rocking with me, I don't know how I feel about you with this. But Chipotle versus Taco Bell. Most of y'all who know me, I'm a Taco Bell boy till I die. I remember like one time in college, I drove like 2 hours just to get some, Chipotle because that's the way to go. If you ain't doing Chipotle, then that
But you
Chipotle
think,
is my life. That's me. That's me. I Taco Bell is like if you want to get sick, go Taco Bell. If you want to be a broke boy, I'm just kidding, not a broke boy, but if you want to be a broke boy, kind of, go Taco Bell. Chipotle's for the,
yeah.
the well established. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's like if you want some good food, real food, get some Chipotle. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Um. Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, Mikey. What were you about to say?
Well, I've had Taco Bell once or twice. I'm one of those weird people who gets tacos, hard shell tacos from Chipotle. I really do like them a lot. They're very delicious. They taste more quality to me than Taco Bell. And I don't know, the Chipotle vibe is just nice. Like you're sitting at home reading the Chipotle cup or the Chipotle bag, and you're like, oh wow, I never knew any of this. But the things I do get from Taco Bell are the Baja Blast freezes during Happier Hour. Happier Hour is amazing. $1 medium Baja Blast freeze, yes.
Oh no, no.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, and now I noticed you said like I was smiling at whatnot. I'm like, oh yeah, and that's so true. But I was like, wait, they have things on their bags at Chipotle.
Yeah, they got like a whole like text, like a whole paragraph or two. I'm not sure what they say, but they got like you can just sit there and read it. Like it's like better than reading the back of a cereal box when when you're eating cereal.
I'll tell you this: when I get that Chipotle, it does not hit the bag that quick. You know what I'm saying? So I never really look like even if I'm taking it home, I'm just like, even as I'm driving, I'm like, okay. So I never really have time to look at that the bag. So now I'm gonna do that. Thank
Definitely,
you, Mikey.
of course.
There is a glaring omission from this list, and that is my friend Mo, whom I would take anything
hold on.
over either
I'm
of
gonna
these.
stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you. We're not talking about Mo.
Oh, I'm talking about Mo.
Who is she?
Owns the Mexican restaurant named Mo's, which is by far my favorite of the three options. I have
No.
a very high tolerance for Mexican food in general, so I don't really like any of these places. But if I had to pick one of the three, it would be Moe's. Also, I lived in Farmville, which has one place of the three, which is Moe's. So you have to get an acquired taste for it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
stand strong next to Moe's.
I feel like if you're gonna go to
It's been there
Moe's,
for
you
me.
might as well just go to Taco Bell because you're gonna blow your stomach up anyway. Might as well.
I'm not driving too much, right? But I'm gonna blow my stomach up either way, so I might as well just go up the street to Moe's, then drive out of Farmville to go to Taco Bell.
Or not blow your stomach up at all and drive a 45-minute drive to Lynchburg and get you some Chipotle. Or go out for 5 minutes to Richmond and get you some Chipotle.
Or hold my
Exactly.
stomach to an even higher standard and just drive to an actual Mexican restaurant and get some actual Mexican food.
I mean, you could, but like,
I
yeah.
had Moe's one time. It was just not it for me. It was nowhere near Chipotle quality. I don't think I would drive 45 minutes. Actually, I might drive 45 minutes for Chipotle if I was really feeling it.
Yeah, I know it.
They got some restaurants, though, and Mexican restaurants there in Farmville.
Yeah.
Not anymore. They both closed.
Oh,
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
After they both closed in April, I want to say. They couldn't handle the COVID stuff.
look, Taco Bell does have the advantage on the pricing. I will give them that.
That's true.
That's
100%.
true. That's true.
And
I
the
feel like
advantage
for me, it was like, I feel like for me it was like in high school it was Taco Bell for me because
Yeah.
ooh,
those late night 1 a.m. Taco Bell trips to get like quesadillas, tacos. What was it? The double. I can't. It was like a double duper or something like that. I don't know. But it was like you just get so much food for so little money. But now I'm grown.
okay, grown.
My palate is a little more sophisticated.
Okay, palate.
So I prefer the complex flavors of a Chipotle taco.
Ooh, all right.
Hey, cool.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. How do you fix it? Walk us on the journey.
So when I go, it really depends on a feeling. It's
Mhm.
all
How you
about
feeling
whether
today?
I
How you
want-
feel?
It's all about whether I want the tortilla or whether I want it all just in a bowl. If I get a bowl, it's gonna be white rice,
Mm.
sometimes carnitas, or just carnitas, or both. Sometimes I do both. I like the black beans. I like the mild salsa. I like the cheese. I like the guacamole. I like a lot of it. It's all good.
All
But
right.
with Taco Bell, I'm like, I could go for like a few things on the menu, but then they took away the Fiesta potatoes and like all the potato options,
Mm.
right?
tragic.
It wasn't it recent that they like cut so much of their menu.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Exactly. Taco Bell just be on some stuff, guys. I remember one time, it was like a couple of summers ago, I was, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I was sick or something like that. But I went to Taco Bell. And, tell me why Taco Bell ran out of tortillas. I went to the window. I said,
Huh?
can I get a soft taco? They said, no, tortillas here. I was like, bro, this is it. I'm done with Taco Bell. No more of that.
No more.
And then ever since then, Chipotle for me. That's it.
Chipotle. Yeah, and like I grew up in good old Ashland, Virginia for a good 7 years of my life. And I remember going to Taco Bell once. And the meat was disgusting.
The horse meat?
Yeah, horse. I heard it was dog. Either way, it's nasty. All right. And once I heard that, I could never look at it the same. And then I had a contract at the Priory in South Boston, Virginia. Shout out. And Harrison was with me. And wasn't much out there, but what was there was a Taco Bell. And that's when I tried their breakfast thing. And that was fine. And I'm just going to need for Chipotle to take it to the next step and give me a little bit of breakfast. All right. I think that's the next step. Get rid of that white cheese. All right. Get rid of the queso and bring in some that I haven't tried yet. Why am I so aggressive? I'm sorry. But give us some, breakfast.
Breakfast taco.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, Chipotle, for one, sponsor us. and also, and talk about, you can sponsor us too. I mean, but definitely switch to breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that.
Nah.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned, everybody at home. We're going to take a very, very short stretch break. So we're going to throw in some commercials right here. Very, very short commercials. So stay tuned.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say, and I wish I had said this and it just came into my head, but comparing Taco Bell to Chipotle is like
Yeah.
comparing Olive Garden to Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Hey, you're not lying.
Yeah. And Moe's, I wish I had spoke on Moe's.
I was so mad that you brought that up.
The most nasty,
Dark and evil.
disgraceful,
Dirty.
detrimental,
Drugged up. Genius.
super smart,
It looks like they'd be on crack.
influenced by LSD.
It's just a train wreck.
How like detrimental it is to your brain. The high is just so intense.
It does not sound healthy.
That seems crazy.
I don't know. I really don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And just like that, we are back. Welcome back to My Point. All right. Did you miss us? Yes? No? All right. Let's not talk about it. Well, we are back. All right. And let's talk about what's good. All right. Or what's not good. So, coronavirus. Let's address the big old elephant, zebra, giraffe, all of that that's in the room, which is you, Miss Rona. All right. So, before you came around, I felt like I was set. I felt like everything was okay. You know what I mean? I wasn't crying. Like everything was just fine. But you showed up and everything kind of came to a halt. That being said, career-wise, I felt like everything was moving smoothly for me. I finally got cast in 2 Richmond, Virginia shows. That's like the Broadway of Virginia, if you will. All right, like if you're in a Richmond show, and Harrison can attest to this. When you're in a Richmond show, you have it. All right, you know you're in. All right, and I say that because Harrison is definitely in. He is a great, amazing actor. But I finally got cast in 2 shows, y'all, in Richmond, and they got canceled because guess what? Miss Rona. I got cast in a short feature film. They are actually starting production again. Shout out to Recollection. But that was at a halt. Everything was at a halt. I was going to try to get on to a little TV show as an extra. Everything. I was going to New York to perform again. Y'all, I was stressed, but yet I'm still blessed. But your boy was stressed. So has this affected you guys career-wise at all? Has it set you back a little bit? Like, talk to me. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Garrett. I mean, I had a couple contracts lined up as well, and everything kind of got pushed back to next year. And I don't even know if it's gonna stay that way because it seems like it's not. This whole thing is not going to end by the beginning of 2021. So it's kind of depressing, but also I got engaged this past February, for everybody who doesn't know. Yeah, so I mean it's really like this whole virus has really like cut down on our wedding planning. We can't do the things that we initially wanted to do, so it really sucks. It kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things where like, I mean, I had a job before, so I'm working from home now, but I was trying to move, and with all this stuff happening, it kind of just delayed the process of moving to a different state and getting everything going from there because people stopped hiring and things like that. So that's one of those things. And even just like outside of work, I was trying to travel. I was trying to go to Tokyo this year, and yeah, that didn't happen. That got delayed. It's been a heck of a ride. Thank you for COVID. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Nothing too bad has happened to me in the regards to career. I was on unemployment for 5 weeks because 1 week I had a corona scare. I lost my smell and taste, and that's one of the symptoms of corona. I never got a test because I guess the early stages of corona, that wasn't a confirmed symptom. So I stayed home for 2 weeks from work, made that unemployment money, which was great because I got paid to sleep and do other things. But and then I also had another corona scare just because, or not a scare. My dad had actually come home from New York because he went to New York because my grandfather actually passed away because of COVID. But he also had underlying a lot of other things going on too. But he was 86, 87. So yeah, he just he got affected by it. So yeah, I personally kind of got affected by COVID. And how many people, I don't know how many people have lost somebody because of it. But I mean, it really kind of just nailed in the hammer for me for just like practicing the CDC guidelines and regulations. But I did enjoy unemployment. I will say that.
Yeah, it hasn't affected. I mean, thankfully, I have not lost anyone to it, which also sort of makes it a little less real. I think once G told me that he'd lost someone to it, it made it a lot more real than just sitting at home and there's something happening, but I don't know anyone who's getting affected by it, so I'm just sitting at home. You know, until you know someone, I think, that loses someone to it, it makes it sort of more of an annoyance, and it is still annoying, but until you know some of that happens. I had a internship. I just graduated this May from college. I had an internship with Disney lined up, and it was interesting and kind of difficult mentally to go from one of the few people who know what they're doing after you graduate college to joining most everyone in not having any plan at all because your original plan gets messed up, you know. So and Disney didn't even cancel it until like end of May, early June. So up until the summer, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna move down there in August and everything. We'll see what happens from that. You know, so until you lose a job or you lose someone or your friend loses someone, it makes it so much more real, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, so like as I said earlier, him passing away really nailed in some of the CDC guidelines, which brings me to my next point is wearing a mask versus not wearing a mask. Something that had changed in my life, or not changed, but I have to do at work now. I wear a mask about 8 hours a day, 7 to 8 hours a day, take it off during lunch. And I'm in a high volume area at my job, so I have to wear it. And I see a lot of people complaining about wearing a mask and like, oh, it's going to screw up my breathing. Oh, this, that, and the third. Like, I can't wear it for that long. I wear a cloth mask for 8 hours a day. If I can do it, I swear a lot of other people can.
Oh no.
It's just, to me, even I don't know any of the science behind it. I haven't done any research. I haven't looked at any sources. But look, if I can stop the spread, if I can if I can make somebody not die, somebody's grandpa not die, somebody's grandma not die, then I will do that. I will sacrifice this. I will sacrifice not wearing a mask. I will wear a mask and I will try to prevent people's deaths and try to stop the spread.
That's exactly it. You know, that's the thing with the mask. I have people who are in my life important to me, musicians. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, at the end of the day, if you have to wear a mask for maybe like a couple of hours a day, you know, for the not people who are working, but the people who are like just shopping, going out to eat, things like that, just wear your mask. It's not that hard, you know. But again, that's my feelings on the idea. What else y'all have to say?
I would definitely like to say this as far as all this wearing the mask ordeal. I believe it's very important. I I can't remember a time where I was like, "That's crazy, that's stupid." Anyway, because I always was like, "Oh, I'm such a germaphobe anyway. If you know me, I don't mess with anybody's germs." All right, so I wanted to kind of have on a mask. Do I like it? No, but it's definitely going to help. And um, like Jack mentioned, yeah, I lost my uncle, and also to you, Mikey. I'm sorry that you lost a family member to it. Also, it sucks because it's real. Like it definitely hits home, and it's like, all right, this crap is real, And my uncle, he lost his life because the school wasn't taking things seriously. He was an employee at a school, and like during the summer they had to come in and whatnot, and they weren't taking things seriously. No one was required to wear a mask. They weren't required to have their temperature checked and everything when they walked through the door. But there was a person who had the virus at the school, wasn't wearing a mask. He overheard about it, like he heard about it. He went and got tested because he realized he was feeling a little sick, and he got tested, and lo and behold, he had it. And he went up, like he had his ups and his downs, and he was fighting that thing the best he could, but he just couldn't fight it anymore. And like being there with my uncle throughout that whole process, it hurt, but also it made me realize it is very serious. And for people to not even care about like safety precautions in a school level is beyond crazy to me. So definitely wear the mask 24/7. You know what I'm saying? When you can, when you're out and about, because it's doing something. It's doing something whether you believe it or not. And really quick, let me give y'all a little lesson. Not y'all, but everybody at home. When you had this on, right? See, all right. Make sure it's covered right here, like this, like that, like so, like that. You see what I'm saying? And don't think, yes,
Not like this.
yes, not like that,
Not like
not
this.
like this. Even though you might be blind to the fact of why you had to wear a mask, you want to wear it like this, all right? Or not like that. But we're gonna wear it like this, all right? Just like that, all right? And when you're in a store, don't think that this protects everything. If you sneeze or if you cough and you're just like, or achoo, don't do that. That's nasty, all right? Because yes, it protects a little bit or something, all right? But something is going somewhere, all right? I've seen too many people right beside me just cough and just sneeze without covering their mouth because they think this is doing everything. This helps, but it ain't God. It ain't Jesus. It ain't all of them. It ain't the Holy Spirit and everybody. So do your part and be a little smart. All right.
And wash your hands too. Don't forget to wash them up.
Yeah. And I just want to give a shout out to my school, the new community school. We're going back, and at first I was very nervous about that because like my dad diabetic and everything, like family members are prone to it. But they are doing the darn thing. They're bringing in like this plexiglass for us to stand behind. They have face shields for us, like the glass face shields, and they're providing masks, gloves, Lysol, wipes, everything. They're gonna have staff members wipe down the rails in between class, the shifts of the classes and whatnot. They're really doing good. You can only walk up certain steps, walk down, keeping things spaced out. So I'm just hoping that we'll be able to definitely put these rules into action very well. And we spread out these classes. It's hybrid right now. So some students will be here, some won't. So I just want to give a shout out to them because some people have chose to do that, but to go back to school and whatnot. But I feel good that our school will be safe. So everybody send out positive vibes to everybody all the kids going back to school, everybody that is constantly working. Thank you to our, the people in the forefront that's dealing with this COVID. Just keep everybody in your prayers and your positive thoughts and the good vibes in the universe. Just do whatever you're doing because it's a tough time. Yeah. Yeah. And also I want to comment on one thing Jack said. You said Disney was canceled. Like they canceled the internship end of May or early June. And the theater in me directly went to Dear Evan Hansen.
Stop it. I knew you were going to say.
This picture perfect afternoon we shared.
Yeah.
Disney canceled all my plans. I wanted to jump and end my stand.
Yeah, but yeah, musical theater jokes. Go ahead and look it up, friends. Right. Yeah, but do we have anything else we want to say about this subject, or How are we
I
feeling?
actually have one last thing to say. If you're one of those people who chooses not to wear a mask in public, do not make fun of or be rude to people who are wearing a mask, because those people are choosing to do the right thing and be decent people while you're being kind of a jerk. So, I've had some people stare at me in the Food Lion parking lot for wearing a mask. So don't do that.
That
Be a-
Food Lion.
And that's all I got to say.
Wow.
Let them know. What did they look like? Let's call them out.
He was old and bald, and he just stared at me beside his car, and I started coming towards him with a shopping cart to put my cart away, and he jumped in his car and ran away right as I was about to say, "Excuse me, can I help you?"
Yeah, let them know.
That's wild.
These people, they're no joke, and I just don't get it.
No, you are the joke. What were we saying, Mikey?
People that don't wear masks make it a big point of why they don't wear masks, and I'm like, I'll hear you out. Like, everyone's opinion, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I don't think it's about controlling the population. I don't think it's about having this control over people. Like, I think it's just to stop the spread of COVID-19.
Yeah.
And I just feel like people who are against it are very outspoken. And I guess people who are with it are very outspoken too.
I will say that I did not wear a mask until probably the end of April when I came back home after I graduated from Longwood, just because I didn't. It again goes to the realness thing that, especially in Farmville, it's like, okay, nobody has it here, so I'm not going to wear a mask. But once the death toll goes to a certain number, it's like, oh, okay, I'll wear a mask, because it just comes. I feel like this comes to a point where you're like, oh, I guess it just has to be done at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used to play a game called Plague Inc.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to
On your
develop a vibe.
iPod 4, and you tried to kill the world with them.
This is really real life Plague Inc. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that took me back right there.
I started
Also,
playing
what a
it.
weird game!
I started playing it
try
again.
and kill the world as fast as possible.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you said you started playing it again.
Yeah, at the start of COVID, I would be at work and just playing it like, oh my god, like what's
And
going
you can
on?
name the disease. COVID-19. Let's start in Europe.
That's hard.
Oh my goodness. But I think just wear your mask, people.
Yeah, let's do our best to do that, and let's uplift people who don't see the need, because it's okay. We can all have that turning point where we're like, you know what? Like what you said, Jack, I'm going to wear a mask, okay? It's okay to have that. Like, if you haven't, today, starting today, your life can change if you just call 804-3. Like, you can definitely start now. You can start today, and it's not too late. And we won't judge you, all right? As long as even if you judge us, we won't judge you, all right? Well, all that being said, guys, we are just about out of time. Not just about, we are out of time for today's very first episode. Okay, let's give it a little round of applause.
Hey.
So yeah, we're very ding, 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 ding. Shout out to Brianna LaFrada for that. That's hers. All right, but yeah, so great first premiere, guys. All right, and I just want to say thank you to all of my co-hosts for agreeing to be a part of this. I could not have done of course I couldn't have done the show without you guys, so I really appreciate you guys, and I love you guys. All right, so everybody at home, remember, subscribe and tune in next Thursday, September 10th at 6 p.m. for a new episode. Until next time, peace, love, and hair grease. See y'all later.
Peace.
Okay.